everyone, and welcome to Exclusives with Afolasade. My name is Afolasade Samabi, and today I have here on set an incredible guest. She exemplifies beauty, intelligence, and grace. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss New Jersey, known as Miss Ozioma Chukwudi.
Thank you so much. I'm super excited to be here with you.
Thank you so much. And I feel like you're one of those people that we're just meeting for the first time, but like I know you. I feel like I know you, like we connect on a different level.
Yes. Our conversation yesterday, I was like, energy is on. It's on the same vibes, and I'm excited for this conversation.
How is it going? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So it's been a couple of days in Lagos, and Lagos is not for the weak.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to say Lagos has met its match, and I'm showing it back to back. It's giving me back I'm giving it to, but it's been amazing to connect with like friends, family, and just be in the community. Like you said, I mean, I've not been in Nigeria for a couple of years, but I'm always like in and out, and being able to spend time in the community, be part of the community, be present has been really amazing. I'm looking forward to doing this more often because there's a lot of work to do.
Speaking about being in Lagos, I know that you grew up in Nigeria. So tell me about it.
Yeah, I grew up in Lagos. So I grew up in I feel like when I was growing up, they didn't call it mainland or island. Maybe I didn't know, but like it was Ajawa Estate area. So Airport Road, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Went to primary school in Mafoluku. Yeah. So I did I did my high school in Ogun State. So Louisville Girls High School, Ogun State. Then I did 1 year at Unilag. So you can still I'm a Lagos girl, but forever Igbo. Proudly Igbo and everything. But then I think like growing up, for me it was just like a simple life. Like we didn't have everything, but life was simple.
Yeah.
And you had community and we would like play as kids before going into like high school. So for me, I really enjoyed that that whole experience where I just remember like when my mom was still alive, like I would go anywhere and say like, oh, hi. I would always greet people like, oh, good afternoon. They knew me that I was my mother's daughter because I was the only one that would greet you when I'm going and greet you when I'm coming back. And it was just simple things, spending time in church too. School was interesting. I always hated math, but then I found a teacher that made me love math. And I was like, it's not that difficult. And my mom at some point had a shop. So when I think about like a lot of my customer service skills, being able to build relationships, those kind of experience from a young age. And I feel like the first time I signed a check has to be like when I was 7 or 8, because I was helping my mom then, and then I went to the bank and everybody was like, who's this girl? Like signing check like at what age? So those experiences I feel like really built me and really showed me the value of what should be prioritized. Family, relationships, community, the simple things of life, because I feel like now life has got complicated. Everybody's, trying to show out, trying to impress, and I'm just like, listen, those things don't matter.
That deep.
Those things don't matter. The things that really matter are the things that will stay regardless of the situations that come and go. So I'm grateful, honestly. I have zero regrets. I love that I grew up in Nigeria, in Lagos. I love that a lot of my friends are actually based in Lagos too. And so it's a good homecoming for me. Yeah.
You spoke about your mommy, your mom's passed now.
Yeah.
What was that whole experience like for you? Because my dad is late, and it was a very daunting experience. I mean, just like how it should be for anybody that's lost a loved one. So
I think so. That happened before I was 11, and I just started high school. I think the initial response was almost like shock, and I remember not even knowing how to react. And I had to. This is crazy. But I feel like people's initial expectation of my reaction should have been tears, crying, you just lost your mom. But like, I was trying to process stuff. So in order to cry, I was thinking about this African magic, I'm seeing serious scenes in the movies when somebody would die, people are like crying to really force out tears. But I feel like over the years, coming to grasp with what the reality is, like your mom is not going to be there for like some important moments in your life. But then for me, I had to learn how to acknowledge those feelings, cry. There are times I still cry even till today. But then also realize and ask myself, like, what would my mom want me to be? And who would she want me to be? Where would she want me to be? And she was a light, she was a powerhouse. And I'm like, my mom wanted me to be a powerhouse. No matter the difficulty. And for me, that's kind of like how I went through that. A lot of journaling, a lot of like praying too. And also praying for like replacement mothers. Because God always sends people to you to provide a need that you have, and God is not wicked. He knows that you need a mother in your life, you need a father. and it may not necessarily be a biological, but then there are other people who play that same role.
So Miss New Jersey, what was that whole journey like for you? How is it going? You know, this, by the way, suits you 100%.
Thank you. Thank you. So the journey has been amazing. It's a life-changing opportunity because not only are you inspiring people, every single person, when everybody sees the crown and sash or knows like, oh my God, this is Miss New Jersey, outside of the paparazzi, the pictures and the autograph signing, people are like, wow. Like, especially someone from Nigeria, background in finance, doing all of the other things that people may not think belongs to pageantry.
Yeah.
Being there, it's kind of like you are the redefinition of what pageantry looks like. So it's amazing to be in that space. But I think even personally, I'm learning a lot about myself.
Yeah.
And I think that is amazing because we are all on that self-discovery. Like, who am I? Where should I be? So like, there are times when, I mean, I've had a long day at work, but I have an appearance. And I go and show up because I'm all about
be you right now.
Listen, I'm all about like showing up, but I'm always like, even though in the I may be tired, I have a sense of refreshment, renewed energy. And for me, that's just a reminder, like, you're doing exactly what you need to do. You're aligned, you're in purpose, like, keep shining and keep blooming. But the journey to here was definitely a long one. So the backstory is in 2019, I had just graduated college. And I knew a friend who did Miss Nigeria USA. That's a different pageant system. It was in New York, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I was just really challenging myself, like, listen, girl, because I work hard. I love to like read, I love to travel, do all of those cool things. But I said, you know what, give yourself the opportunity to experience what life has to offer. Because life always has stuff to offer.
I like it.
But if you don't give yourself that opportunity, you will never know what it has to offer.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I kind of like wrote in my bucket list. Like, oh, I'm going to do Miss Nigeria USA just for the fun of it, the experience. And I knew somebody who was top 5. And I was like, oh, I can do that too. And I was researching, they haven't had a pageant until this year. And I came across the Miss USA system. And that was when I put in an application, but they had just finished their pageant. Yeah. And I even forgot about it. And fast forward to 2021, they reached out to me like, oh, are you still interested? We'd like to interview you. We like your application. And I was like, interview, sure. I can interview in my sleep. I was actually really just curious. Like, what are they asking Miss USA girls? I want to know. So I went there, like, it was a phone call, great conversation, loving it. But every time I answered every question, I was like, there is no way I'm doing this. I don't have time. I work full time. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Pageant. What? No. And it took some time to kind of reflect, like, okay, not having time is the excuse that the rest of the world always gives to the dreams that they don't want to live out. I said, that is not your problem, because you always will find the time. What really is the problem? And that was when I realized that fear, like behind everything of not having time, was like the fear of being out there, putting myself out there, knowing that I'm vulnerable to opinions of people that I don't even know, but honestly may not even care about. Yeah, so I kind of like realized that this was fear. And I told myself, first of all, 2 things. What do you do with your fears? You run towards them. Yeah. Because even if you run away from them, you meet them again. So what's the point? Attack it immediately. And the second thing is, what is the story going to be 10 years from now? When you have a family, when you have kids, is it going to be like, you know, I worked so hard in finance and I was working, and on the weekends we hung out with friends? I'm like, okay, cool. That's not extraordinary. Or will it be the whole thing about a colorful life? And the whole idea is our lives are blank canvases, and every experience we have, whether good, bad, ugly, whatever it is a different shade of color. Wow. And the more experiences you give yourself, the more colorful that canvas is, and the more stories you have to tell. We're all trying to discover who we are, and we learn from storytelling. And the most interesting people are people who have stories, and I wanted to be an interesting person. Love it. And that's kind of like the whole process. And the other part of it was also praying. So for me, like, faith has always been the anchor and the center of everything. And it came down to like, God, if you're not here, please, I'm facing my front. If you're here, let's go for it. And I remember one of the evenings, after coming out from a friend's place, I literally just had, winning is the cherry on the top. It's who you're becoming that's the most important. Wow. And I was like, this definitely didn't come from me. I knew it had to be God. And it was so deep, and I always know like God always gives us something we can hold on to. So when the tests and trials come, you hold on to that. Like, it's who you're becoming, and God cares about who we are becoming. Less about the titles, less about the paparazzi and everything. So that was kind of like what held me on. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I started telling people that I trust, people that I know, like, hey, I didn't even know the gravity of what I was doing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this stuff. People thought I was crazy. People thought like, oh, this girl, something is wrong. And I was like, listen, I've heard this deeply in my heart. I feel like God is here. I'm just gonna go. And you put in the work. The first year I went, I did not place. I won the interview award, and I was like, okay, God, I see you encouraging me. But then it was a good way to learn and connect with a lot of girls.
Yeah.
And then this year, I just kind of like heard it deeply. It's your time. It's time for you. But even though I heard all those things, I still had to put in the work.
Yeah.
I still had to not only pray about it, I still had to literally be about it on stage. I literally told myself the night before crowning at Miss New Jersey USA, I said, God has already said his thing. You have all these people giving you affirmations, even people that don't know you. But just because God has said something does not mean it's going to happen. Because God works in agreement. God can say something, and if I don't say okay to that, it's not going to happen. And that was kind of like the vibe. And I said, if you go on that stage and you don't become Miss New Jersey, it's on you. It's not on God. Yeah. It's like pressure. But it was just like, do your best. So I remember not like one of the turns I was going to do on the stage. I was like, I'm like 60% sure of this turn. I don't want to land on the floor. I'm like, listen, you leave it out there. If you land on the floor as you're leaving it out there, you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And hey, did it. I didn't land on the floor. I ended up killing it, made it to top 5, did the question, and got crowned New Jersey. So that whole process, it was like a birthing process. Like what you've not even seen in reality, and bringing it and bringing people. Like along the way, there are people who will be praying. I always prayed for every single girl competing.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that part, there's lots to say, unpack there. But for me, it's like, it's two things. Life is spiritual. You're not just only thinking about like, oh, I'm competing, it's a crown. I'm like, listen, I'm the crown. I don't need any extra crown. But even bigger than that, every single one of these women, they have purpose, they have dreams, they have identities. God loves them equally. And what makes you think that you're better than anybody?
Yeah.
And what makes you think nobody else is deserving of the crown? At the end of the day, anybody could have got it. So I was like, okay, what is the bigger purpose outside of this? What we see is the crown. But maybe somebody there is like, you know what, I just need reaffirmation. So that was something I always took time to, like a month leading up to competition, to do. And I didn't have to tell anybody, oh, I'm praying for you. It was just a personal thing. Because as I prayed for them, your heart even changes towards them. It's not like, oh, this person's my competition. It's like, no.
You're my sis.
Exactly. So I've learned a lot. It's been an incredible journey.
Yeah. I'm gonna cry. So for the purpose of this interview, I want to know, I know there's no transition per se because you're still in finance and you're still a beauty queen.
Yeah.
So how do you marry both all together?
Yeah, so I think the interesting thing, what also, after doing the first year, I met a lot of people. I started doing like some local fashion shows, and I'll do like fashion week, started modeling. But then the professional side of me is like, if you are good at something, it's one thing for you to say, oh, I'm good at this stuff. One thing I learned when I was applying to schools in the US is you show and you don't tell. Don't tell me I'm a great student. Show me that you're a great student. So that's always something I emphasize. Instead of me saying, oh, you know, I'm good at this stuff, show. At the end of the day, people are always going to say, like, what's your track record?
Yeah.
And that's like the investor mindset in me, like thinking, what's your track record of success?
Yeah.
So I really said, like, you know what, we're going to go again at this thing. We're going to study people. I became a judge. I literally was like, oh, I know I want to be a pageant judge on the side, get that experience. So I literally, after my first competition, I put together a one-pager. This is who I am. This is what I've achieved.
Wow.
I think I'll be a great judge on your panel. And I reached out to like 50 plus pageant systems in the US. And nobody had told me that that's the way to do it. I just reached out because, like, why not? What's the worst you're going to tell me? No. And that was a good way to train, to be on the other side. And then I'll learn different perspectives and different observations, see that less is more. You don't need to do too many things on stage to grab the attention of the judge. And then a lot of it was training, practicing, spending time there. And then I think I just decided that, okay, you know what, with everything I've gathered, it's time to show the world that not only do I know this stuff, but I can actually like showcase this to you. And the other thing that made me go again was I realized the skills I was using in pageantry were similar skills at work. Like communication, organization skills, strategic skills. And again, I was not trying to go like, oh, I'm just competing in a pageant. No, I was trying to be strategic. How are you going to treat this like a business if you're running a startup? That's how I actually treated it. Who is on your team? What are you trying to achieve? Where do you want to go? But for me, I had to learn how to like increase my prioritization skills. And there are sacrifices too. So I got to a point where I usually wake up between like 5 to 6:30. I'm a morning girl. Sometimes I had to wake up at 4. And for me, that was just like, you know, putting that extra hour if I want to put in that workout before I go to work. And knowing why I was doing it, it was worth it. And I was also like stretching myself on capacity. And when I'm at work, I try to be at work. I'm not trying to like juggle a lot of other things, which is hard to do now because everybody can reach you on the phone, there's internet and everything. But trying to really focus and say like, these are my most important tasks today and I'm trying to get through. And then also remembering that Miss New Jersey is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's only for 1 year. So whatever I can do to maximize the experience is also always key. But I always say it wasn't hard work. It is not hard work because I'm still doing both of them together. But then also gaining the trust of my team and my firm. Shout out JP Morgan. They're like fully supportive.
Wow.
But a lot of that is also because they understand like she delivers. She gets work done. Yeah. So it's not like I'm chilling and slacking and he's like, oh, support me. So I think that goes hand in hand. But there's that whole thing about maintaining that standard of excellence, which requires work and showing up every single day.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy I went through it. Very rigorous, very extending, but worth it.
Yeah. There's something I really want us to talk about, and this kind of like something I'm passionate about, you know, body positivity and people just seeing themselves in light of God's word and knowing that, oh, this is who I am, I'm beautiful. Yeah. And I think I saw a video where you're saying you used to think you're ugly.
Oh yeah, haters out there. So the thing is, the truth is, we all evolve. Like if you look at a picture of me like 15 years ago, you'd be like, who was that?
Yeah.
But I feel like there's always beauty in the process. And there are people like that will say things. But honestly, I don't even know what I did then, if I really cared. I didn't really care. I was that kind of kid. The question
now is, because I understand, you know, I feel like children are mean, you know, even teenagers are, you know. Yeah. How you now, your confidence over time, I think that's what the question is, you know, from someone that people are probably called ugly, I don't want to emphasize on that part, but like, to now you being Miss New Jersey, and this is beauty.
Yes.
I mean, so the process, the journey to that evolving is what I want to know. So what are the things you did?
Yeah, I think I was also that teenager who did not care about what typical teenagers cared about. Like I just literally was like indifferent about all of those typical teenagers things. But I think I focused a lot on like my work, my schoolwork. Yeah. I like love to read. I love to, you know, I didn't love to get into trouble. I just wanted to like be focused. I wanted minimal disturbance, and that was me. And even when I went to college, I also like, I branched out. I became even more social. I've never been like the person that was shy, not talking away, really. But like I even became more open and more connected with people. But I had to realize that everybody's always going to have opinions of me. Yeah. And I feel like that's one of my greatest gifts, focus. If I focus on something, I don't care what you're saying. Yeah. I'm focused on that thing. Yeah. And I feel like that's what was really helpful. Like focus on who you are, focus on what has God said about you. And in moments when you're thinking all these thoughts, it's like, hey, is it true? Like, is this helpful? And if it's not checking any of those boxes, then you're not meant to focus on it. And it's a constant reminder daily. So I feel like we have so many standards of what beauty looks like or what people should look like. And it's just like at the end of the day, there's a reason we're all different. Yeah. And if I spend my whole life trying to be somebody else, I'm already failing. Yeah. So I might as well just accept who I am and blossom and realize that uniqueness. So it's very interesting because I feel like a lot of my features now, like how I look, everybody's like, oh, you know, you're stunning. We want to be like this. I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. First of all, I didn't do anything to be like that. It's like I was born that way, created that way. But next of all, it's very interesting to see how people shift opinions. Yeah. And it just reminds me, like, you can't be building based on people's opinions. Yeah. Like I also remember I was in Unilag when I started my natural hair journey. Then people didn't know what natural, I mean, some people did know what natural hair. It was not as rampant as now you see natural hair. And I started from ground zero because I just graduated high school where we cut our hair. So imagine going to university where everybody is doing like braids, doing like senior girls, like we're about to start year one. And you see me, I'm in Bantu knots. Yeah. And people are like, where's this one? Are you lost? You know? But then again, I was like, I don't really care. Like I'm on my own journey and I feel like that's what has helped me. I'm on my own path. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you're lost. I'm focused here.
Yeah. So yesterday we're speaking, and I know you're passionate about education. Do you want to tell us a bit about that? And I know you said you're doing a project.
Yeah, financial education. Yeah, so education generally. Like I grew up with parents who really valued education. Like no matter what it was, anything relating to education, they would do whatever they could to provide for us. And it was always that whole thing, like Mandela said, education is the greatest weapon or tool anyone can have because no one can take it away from you. So I'm always like curious, trying to learn. There's always something to learn. I'm just trying to see like how can I use that knowledge to also make impact. And with my advocacy as Miss New Jersey USA, the biggest focus has also been financial education.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are here, I think they hear financial education, they hear savings, budgeting. But I'm like, no, let's talk about the mind. We don't always talk about money. It's almost like a taboo, you know. But you knew, like growing up, we knew when there was no money in the house. Nobody was saying, oh, there's no money in the house.
But the signs.
You will see the signs, you see the reaction. Why is that place dusty?
Why are you being cranky?
Everybody is, and it's like, whoa, is there something you should be talking about? But it's like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about limiting beliefs. Because a lot of times we inherit the money behaviors of our parents, whether we like it or not. But if you don't address those things, you're not going to see the change that you want to see. Or let's talk about what kind of mindset we have. What's my money habit? Who am I? Am I a spender? Am I a saver? Am I somebody who has this extremity? And how can I use what I know to make better decisions? Because most times something can happen in life and the next thing you're online trying to shop. That is not the solution to your problem.
Why are you attacking me now? Why are you attacking
well, at
me?
least it's not the solution to your problem. But instead of just say like, okay, what actually is going on before I buy this thing? And like, okay, based on what I know, what do I need?
Are you writing a book soon?
Yes, in progress. Stay tuned. But like those kind of things, I feel like the moment we start thinking about those things, and I just think about Nigeria too. A lot of people can give me so many reasons why financial education is not priority for them. Oh, I don't even have money for my rent. I don't even have money for this. But I'm just like, the mind though. One of the books that made a huge difference in my life was The Richest Man in Babylon. And one of the rules is you save 10% of anything that comes in. Anything. They didn't say any money. Anything. So if I have 2 pence, you save 10% of whatever that looks like. If it's shoes. But the whole idea is if you can save the little from the little that you have, when you get $1 million, it's no longer like, I can't save immediately. You're already used to it. You just do like whatever 10% of that. You're not even doing the math. And I feel like we have this thing of like, when I blow, I will save 100K. But it's like, if you've not saved 1,000 now, you can never save 100K, no matter how hard you try. Because even if you save it, you'll find a reason to get out of there. So really just amplifying that message, getting people to think about it, and apply these same rules to even other aspects of your life. And just see, like, at the end of the day, if you want to have better lives, what steps do we need to take? It requires work, and work and ownership. So that's all I'm all about.
Okay, this is like my second to the last question.
Okay.
So I want us to talk about perception and authenticity. So what were some of the, perception that people have or people still do have about a Miss New Jersey that you were not just in that?
But there's a lot of them. I think there's a lot of them. First of all, one of the stats I always share is like the last time they crowned a black woman was 13 years ago. That was 2010.
Wow.
So I think that's number one.
Woo!
So even when I started like competing and looking, I was like, I literally asked one of the staff members, I was like, are you guys looking for people that look like me? And that's me. I'm also just honest because I honestly want to know. Like, you need to know the game you're about to play. And when you know the game you're about to play, then you can play and win. So I was like, hey, are you guys looking for people like me? Because I cannot see any of these people. And there's been a few black women, but there are not many. And then the other thing too was like, there's a typical pattern style of, this is kind of dress I would wear. This is the kind of thing I would do. Like, my dress was coral pink. It was so different. The typical colors are red, white. Nobody tells you what color to wear. It's up to you. But like the winning colors. So that was also me shattering whatever narratives of this is what a pageant dress should look like. And then I had a textured hair ponytail. And I think I was the first woman to win like in a textured hair ponytail too. Wow. And for me, it was just like, I wanted to be true to myself. And the first time I competed, I did an afro wig. But then it was like, okay, that's great. But like, it was taken away from my face. It's a beauty pageant. It wasn't quite hidden. But this year it's like, okay, let's put the hair back. Let's still have our like curly pony and everything and my natural hair. I think that was a very huge testament to show people like, listen, you can win a pageant without having straight hair, without having weaves, curls. Nothing wrong with that, but like do what's authentic to you. And for me, that was authentic to me. Being yourself, honestly. Like, I just was not trying to be fake. I'm that kind of person. If I don't mean something, I'm not going to say it. If I don't like a photo, I'm not going to say, oh my God, that's so lovely, and go behind you and say, Like, I'm just not going to say anything.
But reality is not
I'm not going to do that. So it's the same way, because I feel like sometimes people feel like they need to impress and make a good impression that they end up being fake and not real. I keep it real, you know, I keep it like personality and everything. So I feel like those are some things. And then being in finance is, you have girls from different walks of life. I know people always have this thing about like, oh, pageant girls, are they smart? I'm like, if you are going to compete, you are smart because it requires a lot of work.
I think I was telling my PA today that I feel like the smartest girls are actually
it's insane. Yeah, the work that we do and everything, like there's no girl there that's not impressive. Yeah. But you don't see a lot of representation from finance or banks. So that was also another thing too, like to my financial buddies, like, hey girls, we have representation. But just being able to have that multifaceted representation across the board, I feel like was just screaming authenticity, writing a new narrative for people to see. Because I wanted people to see like, oh, look at me and say like, wow, you know, there's a space for me. So that question I asked earlier when I was first competing is, are you guys looking for people like that look like me? Somebody else doesn't have to ask that question because they've seen the representation.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So in general, as a Nigerian, what are some of the misconceptions or stereotypes that people just have about beauty queens?
Yeah, I think the first one is the smartness piece of it.
Okay.
I think the other thing too, people don't realize how much work. I think again, different pageant systems have different things. Like you win. I think people have this whole idea like you win all this money and like life is paparazzi for you. No, you're really working hard. You have a prize package, but a lot of times that's preparing you for the next level of competition.
Wow.
But a lot of times the girls have skin in the game. You're still investing money. Oh, I need to do this shoot. I need to put my wardrobe together. You have appearances. So the girls are working really hard to like, make sure that they're living up to the standards of whatever they want to set for themselves. Yeah. And then I think girls always think girls are mean. But I would say girls are maybe reserved because people have different...
Are you sure about that?
No, people think girls are mean. Oh, everybody was asking.
I think so.
Well, in my own experience...
I think beauty queens are mean.
They're not mean. I think what you just see, like, you have different girls. There's some girls that are just there for the vibes and the fun. Those are the best girls because they don't really care. Like, they're doing what they need to do, but like...
Are you?
No, that was not me because I always come in, again, I don't do anything if I'm not with purpose. Yeah. I'm intentional about it. I'm still myself, but like I'm not like playing around and like I'm focused, because think about it, you want to look like the job you're going for.
Yeah.
So you can't be not acting like the job you're going for and think you're going to get the job. Like, but some people are just there like, I want to challenge myself. And I really appreciate those girls because they're not thinking about like, oh my God, who's my competition? What do I do next? They're literally just being themselves and enjoying. Yeah. There's some people that are like, this is mine by fire, by force. And most times they don't get it because it's not about by fire, by force. It's like, who is there? And those girls may be reserved. They may not talk as much because that's the way they are able to keep their composure. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of girls translate that to like, oh, this girl is mean. Yeah. Some people may be mean, but like I personally like to say, I don't focus on who is mean, who is not mean. I only attract positivity. So if you're mean, I don't experience you. And if you're mean, you may treat me in a positive way. Yeah. Because the energy begets energy. Yeah. Yeah, and my energy is divine.
All right, final question. And this is Ella personal.
Okay.
Are you dating?
Hey. Is this publicity for... Let me tell you, if I answer your question. So... Before right here, I was just at a wedding, and if you look see the mummies praying, all the single women. By this time next year, okay. Yeah. I'm single, but I think that's also an interesting journey too because I feel like there's also that whole thing about like women who are ambitious, doing all these things, working hard, this and everything. I mean, I personally value family, relationship. That thing is important to me, but then it's also like. The quality has to be matching. Yeah. I can't be chasing nobody. You need to be giving premium. And premium does not mean, every day fly me out or something. Like, no, it's more like intentionality. Your values are matching. You're intentional. The pursuit and all of that is coming together. And the streets are ghetto. So, till then, we keep going. And whoever our boys is,
I'm having the best time of my life. So let's go straight to the games.
Okay, games.
So it's like wordplay, right? I give you a couple of words.
Okay.
I give you words. You tell me, like a register. For example, if I say Agbani Daregu, you say Miss Nigeria, that kind of thing. But in this case, I give you a couple of words.
Let's see. Okay, I'm excited.
So the first one is Beauty by AD, Zaron, BM Pro, Noban Beauty, Oriki.
That's all like cosmetics, beauty.
Yeah,
cosmetic beauty. I know some of the brands.
But you are missing something, and if it's not there, you wouldn't get it.
Beauty, cosmetics. Yeah. Wellness.
No, You're correct, but maybe location is what you're missing.
Nigerian now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
beauty brand in Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay, so the next is rehearsals, cues, practice, workouts, catwalk.
What pageant? Miss Nigeria, Miss Universe. Wait.
Keep going.
Pageant queens. Yeah.
Modeling.
No, but that's
very big.
No. Because modeling, you're not. I mean, you're working out to keep yourself. Well,
it's not
modeling,
really necessary.
pageantry, but like, cause more of what you described is what I'm doing behind the scenes, preparing for competition.
So that's more like.
And the models are like every. I mean, if it's your full-time career, you're doing all of those things too. Yeah. So it's like
I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
You're telling me I'm wrong on my show.
No, you can't be wrong on your show. You know, whatever I say is right plus what I say.
All right. The third question. Avengers, Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow.
What? Scary movies, horror movies. Wait. Wait. What's this? No, wait, what? Disney? It's not Disney.
No.
Wait, what?
Marvel movie.
Oh, see, I was thinking about the. Okay. See, I'm not good at it, but I'm trying. Yeah, Marvel.
Okay, so the next one is, are you ready? Mm-hmm. Ashley Fairfield, Lindsay Petrosh, Tony Georgiana. Do you know?
Wait, sports, athletes.
No.
Wait. Hey, God, please. Give me hint.
America.
Actresses. Wait. Hint. You can drop the answer too.
Okay, past New Jersey pageant queens.
Oh, this is from the 90s.
I don't know. From
what year? From the 90s because like I don't recognize.
The names are.
It's like 72 years history. You picked from the inception. It's from the I
think they'll be like, oh, you should have given me like.
They'll give me last
more
20
recently,
years or something.
Yeah. So next one is Anikulapo, Oktoberfest, The Figurine, Ijogbon.
What's his name? He did Black Mirror. No, is it Black Book? He's not the one that did Figurine.
Yeah, Figurine. It wasn't the one that did. Did he do it? No, he didn't.
He didn't do it.
He did Anikulapo, Oktoberfest, The Figurine, Ijogbon.
Yeah, I know who literally I'm sick. Kunle Afalaya.
So. Okay, the next one is complete the lyrics. Are you ready?
Born ready. I can't make any promises, so no judge me.
Okay. So many reasons why one day for you, my love.
Wait. So many reasons.
Should I put a melody?
I need to hear this. I need melody.
Should I put a melody?
Yes.
So many reasons why one day for you, my love.
Wait, good. No.
Hey!
What's the name of the song? I know the song, but
Kulosa by Oxlade. Who's your favorite Nigerian artist?
It depends on. Ashaka is doing it now. The top song is Lonely at the Top. They play that song like 1 million times. But it's in a lover. It's in a lover.
One more and then we call it a day. I am rolling in your wheel now. I am drinking Hennessy now.
I need melody. What's melody?
I'm rolling in your wheel now. I'm drinking Hennessy now.
Class. Wait, what is that? Which one is that?
Omale, Bad Influence.
No.
Alright guys, and with that we've come to the end of this particular episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did because I had fun with you, Debbie. Thank you for coming. You guys, listen, I'm not telling you guys to subscribe. Please do well to subscribe. Give this a thumbs up.
Subscribe.
You've heard from our beauty queen from New Jersey. Okay, so please do the needful till I come your way again. My name is Afolasade. Thank you guys for joining me.
Yes.